Back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here for the Lakers Fast Break. Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On the latest Pop Culture Cosmos, Josh Peterson and I talk the best and the worst Super Bowl ads and also the movie trailers that we liked and kind of didn't like for this year's Super Bowl. Plus, Disney has a new CEO. But what if we were given the keys to the Magic Kingdom? We talk about that as far as our designs on Disney and more right there on the latest Pop Culture Cosmos. Now available if you're a member on the Lakers Fast Break or on the Pop Culture Cosmos, wherever you get your podcasts. Of course, I got my man Drip Show. He was a great part of what we're doing on Discord earlier today. So he was stopping by and he was saying that he's got something work going on with Tough as far as working out something for him. If you want him to work on something for you, beautiful canvas art right behind me. Got an awesome pillow right there. You've seen the shirts that both John and I and John and Joe have worn, the hats Joe was worn, posters that John has had. Go ahead and make sure that you make it happen with a great pop culture or sports paraphernalia right there for you, made by Drip Show, by going ahead and starting to follow at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Really go ahead and help him out. He does a great job. The quality work you can see right behind me each and every day from a good friend at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Finally took that clown poster. Again, Christian, he sends me them and I hang them up. So I rotate them. So I've got clown, as you call him, right there, and he's going to go up at some point in time again. I'm rotating them all as out of respect for him. When somebody sends you something like that, out of respect, you're going to see it again. So, Christian, you will see it in the near future again. And whether I think he's the GOAT or not, and I've already said on the record that he's not, I'm still going to, out of respect to the great work and quality, show you what the kind of work that he can do right there at Drip Show, at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. What's up, Craig? Craig told us some really cool stuff. And it's times like these when you get to know more about people because you talk about other things than what's going on in the game. And it was great to get a chance to know Craig, Tough, and all the guys a little bit more. And you got a chance to bond a little bit more because the Lakers absolutely sucked tonight because they decided to take the day off. So that part of it, I really enjoyed. And if you had the Lakers under 30 points for the deficit tonight, you're going to cash in. Because the Lakers tonight, they decided to take the day off. And I was thinking the next time they do something like this, where they sit out an Austin Reeves, a Luka Doncic, a LeBron James, and a Deandre Ayton, and decide to punt a game like this against a Western Conference rival who, in the process, is still battling for position themselves. And the Lakers are in the midst of battling for a position themselves. The next time they do something like this, I theorized with the guys that I'm just going to make a live feed, a live post-game feed of nothing but a black screen. And you guys can talk amongst yourselves. I'll make it live. You guys can have some conversations on that because if they're going to take a day off, why don't we? Why don't we here at the Lakers Fast Break? We cover them 300 days plus a year. So if they're going to go ahead and give up a game, why don't we give up a post game when they do something like that? So the next time they do something like that, I'm probably going to make, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if I make some footage about 90 minutes of black screen saying, talks amongst yourselves, guys, have a great conversation because the Lakers didn't deserve my time. And you know what? And all of a sudden done, we were just watching on the air. We were watching the feed from Discord. We were watching the feed from the Lakers station. So I can't complain too much. But what if you paid in advance? What if for a birthday present or a present for upcoming Valentine's Day? What if you are a wife or a significant other that really went out of your way to spend real money, hundreds of dollars in some cases, for your beloved one, and you surprise them by saying, you know what, for Valentine's Day, I am going to send you to the Lakers game against the San Antonio Spurs, a prime team, number 2 in the West. I'm going to go ahead and send that to you. I'm going to go send you to that game. And you go there, you're thinking you're all set, you got your plans all made out, and then you hear that Luka is sitting out. LeBron is sitting out. Oh, and we'll get to LeBron's comments that he said last night. Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. Oh, yeah, we'll get to that indeed. And also as well, Deandre Ayton and Austin Reeves. They all sit out tonight. And that's what the Lakers did as they suited up a different kind of starting lineup tonight against the San Antonio Spurs. And I guess to say the least, the guys were laughing when I said this, but the San Antonio Spurs hit the first shot of the game. It was a 3. And I said, game over. And I wasn't kidding, because it was game over. The Lakers never led. And with Victor Wembanyama started hitting threes in the first quarter, that was all she wrote. He scored 25 points in the first quarter, could have scored 50, 70, any number that he wanted to, if they really wanted to. And San Antonio scored 47 in the first quarter. They could have rung up any number they wanted to tonight against the Lakers. Most of the Lakers that they played against have played in the G League this season. That's who they suited up for the most part against the San Antonio Spurs. So they chalked it up as a loss, and guess what? They got one indeed, as the Lakers never got it under 20 once it went beyond 20, never got it back under 20 as the Lakers lose 136-108. They're now 32-21 in the Western Conference, and they are tied essentially with Minnesota for 5th place in the Western Conference, 8.5 games back in the Western Conference. And they're also only a half game in front of 7th place, the Phoenix Suns, who won tonight. So, yeah, if they lose against Dallas on Thursday, if they do the same thing on Thursday and they don't suit up their guys, then you know what? Where we were talking at the beginning of a week of a possibility of them getting into 3rd place, there's a possibility they could be in 7th place by the time the All-Star break happens. So that's where we're at, guys. That's where we're at. But it is, of course, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again. Truly appreciate it. Yeah, they knew it was going to be a blowout. They knew it was going to be a blowout, and they sat them all down because second day, back-to-back, and LeBron's comments, again, which I will address, where he talked about where the Lakers stand against a team like the Oklahoma City Thunder, which is not surprising. I mean, you just had to look at our prognostications for this team at the beginning of the season to tell you what we and many of the panelists thought where the Lakers were at and what we've been telling you all season long. But when the players believe that themselves and start spouting that off in the media, I think it tells to a lot of people, the even most diehard of Lakers fans, it kind of takes the wind out of their sails. And that's something I don't like to see, is a team that's in this playoff mix. That's a team that's technically, by the fault of the fact that they are a 600 percentage team, a contender in some sense of the form, tell their consumers, tell their fan base that they're not a championship team. And that's essentially what LeBron said last night. But again, hoping Joe can jump on, or Legend can jump on, so we can elaborate on that further. By the way, guys, if you get a chance, also check out the latest Pablo Torre Finds Out. There's even more interesting stuff that they dropped today on PTFO in regards to the Clippers' aspiration and when exactly their pursuit of Kawhi Leonard actually started. You'd be surprised to know that it actually, according to their records, could have started as early as when he was on the Spurs. So go ahead and check out the latest Pablo Torre Find Out at some point in time in the next couple of days. It is really worth a listen, and I highly recommend it. Defense says you choose Kobe over Highsmith, Lonzo, Thibault. Again, that was, I told defense, I told you last night, JJ's comments in regards to what they thought. They didn't want to go with a veteran who they felt that couldn't help them much as far as going forward. And they couldn't help them much as far as it could possibility of health issues with Highsmith. Highsmith, I get. I know a lot of you guys are high on Highsmith, but if Highsmith is still hasn't played a game all season, Thibault has only played 19 games in 2 seasons, so those guys might have some health issues. I would have to see their medicals, and I'm sure the Lakers might have seen their medicals, so that may be the deterrent on that one. Lonzo Ball, obviously, you would want to see his medicals with that, but again, not when they bring in a kid like Buffkin, and then they start him tonight in the starting lineup, it just is just set up for disaster. And again, I told the guys on Discord tonight that I thought he would get a lot of heat in our comments tonight. And I'm not going to ask to be gentle on the kid. He got the start, he got the contract for the rest of the season ahead of guys that you wanted to put on this team, and hasn't worked out so far. But it didn't look great tonight. Kids made a lot of great effort, but tonight it just was not the same. But Intel Wild said 84 points in the first half, most points ever given up in Lakers history. Yeah, they could have chosen their number. If they wanted to choose 100 points in that first half, they could have done it. If they wanted to go ahead and light up the Lakers for 200, they probably could have done that. If Wemby wanted to go for 100 tonight, he probably could have done that as well. And I'm not kidding, because of the way he started off. But they chose not to. They took it easy on the Lakers. You could tell they were taking it easy and put it in cruise control, and just destroyed what was left of the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. And absolutely just disappointing for people. Again, if you paid for this, if you went to the game tonight, I feel bad for you the most. You paid, in some cases, hundreds of dollars, maybe if it was close up, even $1,000 for these seats for this game. And we were reading the policy of that, the fact it's no refunds on that. And I'm just saying to myself, I don't care. I'm going to them and saying, you know what? This is not what I bought. This is not what is advertised. These are not the Los Angeles Lakers. I want my money back, and for this game, because this is not what I signed up for. This was not what I paid for. And I really feel sorry for the people, the 18,000 people that are leaving there tonight, seeing this. Well, how did Jerry West say it? He's a bleep show, for all of it, for all intents and purposes. Earlier today I was watching the Pablo Torre Find Out, and it actually had a recording from Jerry West when he was working with the Clippers in pursuing Kawhi Leonard, and talked about the Lakers in a very derogatory sense. And it's just kind of funny to hear Jerry West call the Lakers a bleep show, as far as it's concerned. And I'll leave it at that. But Jay says Chris Paul, he's done too. Yeah, Chris Paul's done. Chris Paul, yeah, done. Stefan, what's going on? What up, Gerald and crew? And I agree with what Gerald said. Again, it's just disappointing. And if you paid for it, I feel bad for you the most. I could have easily walked away from my computer screen, but I enjoyed the conversation on Discord. All of us could have walked away from the TV set that are watching tonight, but it's the people who paid for this. Uh, really, really disappointing for me. And I think Legend's going to come on the air here in a second, so I'll give him time to set up. But yeah, it's just a really disappointing premise tonight. You knew what was ahead of you on the schedule. You knew that if you could make an imprint, you could find yourself in third place by the time the end of the week happened. The Lakers didn't execute down the stretch, and that's all she wrote for this, as far as that's concerned. And while Legend, I believe, is still setting up, it is, of course, the Lakers fast break. It is Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you. You can vent to me. You can vent to me. It's okay. I can take it all in. I got 2 channels I do this on now. So hit me up here. Or if you want to go to Lakers Latest, the channel that I'm working for with FanArc, or this channel that I own right here. I don't care. If you want to vent, I am here for you. And I'm not going to be like a psychiatrist that's going to charge you $100 an hour. It's okay. You can get on the couch. I'll bring in a couch, and you can sit right down here and you can share your problems on the Lakers with me right here at the Lakers Fast Break. It's okay. I don't know about Joe. I send him the link. So Arcarino, he usually lets me know if he's going to be here or not, or but he doesn't tell me all the time. Sometimes he's late, so I don't know. I know that he knows. He knows on a loss like today, on a day like today, he knows how you feel. And I don't know if you guys have been here for his epic rants when the Lakers punted. I think there was a game in Milwaukee. I was at an Italian restaurant. I asked him to host for me, and he went on and he ripped the Lakers a new one. I think that was because that was a team that the Milwaukee that I don't think they had a super great record, and it was a chance for the Lakers to move up in the standings. I think there's been a couple. Houston, when they played a back to back, I think New Orleans on one day, and they punted a Houston game. I was in Hawaii for that one, and he was so loud that security at the hotel knocked on my door because they were wondering who was screaming as somebody being beaten up in my hotel room, and it was just Joe Sorrell. So again, I am here for you. I will be here. But the thing is, I cannot promise you I won't throw up 90 minutes of black screen and take a day off the next time they do this against a viable contender like San Antonio. If they do it against a Brooklyn, they do it against a team against Brooklyn. But if they do this against another viable team in a platform where they could move up in the standings like they could have this week, I don't know. Again, we might just take the day off as well, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Hopefully that won't happen, but this is the NBA and this is the Lakers. Intel Wild, my friend. Hopefully all is well with you. Intel Wild says I won't pay to go see NBA games anymore, but I do watch them on T. So do I stop watching? This is trash. You know what? And I say to everyone out there, I love the Lakers like you guys love the Lakers. I bleed purple and gold. I put them permanently on my skin. But I will never tell you not to go do something with your family, not to go do something with your life if they're going to do like this. Because if they don't care about you, if they don't suit up their star players and out there, if they don't come out there for you, if they go and they punt games like these against real contenders like they did tonight, then you know what? I can don't have to worry about support. You don't have to feel guilty about supporting them. You can take the night off. You can spend more time with the family. You can say, "Honey, I'm here. How you doing?" Hey, and she looks at you like, "It's the Lakers game on. Who are you?" I'm like, "You know what? They took the night off. I'm gonna take the night off too. Let's go somewhere. Let's take the family somewhere. Let's go do something great. Let's go do something great." Because you know what? If the Lakers are not going to go ahead and take games seriously like this, why should we? Why should we? So I am here for you tonight. You tell me, you vent. Silly in the comments, you vent. And here today is a good man indeed. He is a man who is here as much as he can. He does not punt games. He is a man indeed that is a credible man, a man of his word, a guy who does not quit, a guy who does come. He came here back to back more than the Stars did for the Lakers tonight. It is a guy that you got to go ahead and check out today at I Got Next Sports Media. It is the legend himself. Legend. Legend was going. See, when you name yourself Legend, the legend is always there, my friend. Great to have you here. The Lakers decided to take the night off. LeBron said, after of course, he double whammy for him. Last night he says the Lakers are not championship material. I'm paraphrasing here. I don't have the exact quote in front of me. I will get it for you, or if Joe stops by, I'll get it for him. The Lakers are not championship material. We saw what a championship team can do. We just couldn't put it together for 4 quarters. We're not a championship team. The next night, he shows you how much he's not a champ. This is not a championship team by taking the night off against the second team in the West with the chance to still move up in the standings, knowing that Houston has won tonight. With all that said and done, Austin Reeves sits down. Luka, who is dealing with the hamstring issue for the first time in his career. The word from Dave McMenamin at ESPN said they're still unsure if he's going to be available for Dallas or not because he is unsure because he doesn't know how to deal. He's never dealt with this issue before, so he sat out. Deandre Ayton, he played so hard yesterday. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, that he was out. They took the night off. And Legend, I told them now, and you weren't in the Discord today. The next time they do this against a viable contender, I might just throw up 90 minutes of black footage saying, you guys go ahead and talk in the comments because we're taking the night off as well.
Yeah, that's the part what I would say that I don't like about the NBA. What they did tonight is why I don't buy tickets way in advance. I don't
Well, what
do
if
that.
you did? What if you did? I was just saying this before you came on. What if, okay, because you have fiance, right? Is that correct?
Mhm.
What if your fiance said, you know what? I got a gift for you, Valentine's Day week. And you open it up and it's a ticket, a third or fourth row ticket to the game that she has spent and saved up money for hundreds of dollars to have you enjoy a game close up, thinking this is going to be a great game and a great experience for you. And you go and you find out on the way to there, fighting the traffic to get there, that your team is going to sit down three of your star players and one of your rotational center. How would that make you feel?
I would probably mad enough to say, I'm contacting the front office. I want my money back because that's just a slap in the face as a consumer. I paid for this. I didn't come pay to watch JV play. Came to pay to watch varsity. That's not what I came to pay for. That is not what you sold me on this game. That is not what I'm going to pay for. So if I come to the ring and I find that out, I'm going to be pissed off. I'm contacting the Atlanta office, the Atlanta Hawks front office the next day. I want my money back. Because that's, to me, you kind of lied to the consumer. You sold this game saying they're going to play. That's what I expect. That ain't right to me. Like, I understand LeBron. I get his age and all that. I get that. Me personally, though, if you can't play the back-to-backs, go home. Retire. Sit down. God lead. Go home. The rest of you, other than Luka, the rest of you, there was no excuse for the rest of y'all. You guys are too young to be sitting out like that. That game with the Spurs should never been that way. So I salute the bench. They went out there, they played ball. But if it was me, I went to that game where my girl bought me no tickets, and that's what I walked up to, I want my money back the next day. Because that is a slap in the face of the consumers, people watching around the world, and the true Laker fans. That is a slap in the face. They literally just spit in your face at that point.
And shame on me, Legend, because I neglected to say that Marcus Smart sat out the game as well. Shame on me to forget him as well. So 5 Lakers rotational players, your 3 stars, one of your key defenders, and your center all sat out with various ailments tonight, basically punting the game. And Intel Wild says, I told my dad tonight the Lakers should have called the NBA hotline and said no game tonight. Give the Spurs a W. Well, you know what, Intel? They should do that with all the tanking games that are going right now. The tanking for other teams like Legends Atlanta Hawks, like Vari's Indiana Pacers, like the Clippers, like the other teams that are out there, they're going to be punting for the next 2 months or seeing who can meet the bottom of the barrel, because that's what you're seeing. And the Super Bowl is done, guys. The highlight sport right now should be the NBA, yet you're watching this crap. It's just absolutely disappointing to say the least. Yeah, it is disgusting. But left, you get what you deserve, my friend, because you asked for him. You got him, and he's here now. Like I said, I didn't know he was going to come for not, but I had a feeling he would be here today. It was my good friend indeed. It is the guy behind the Joe Soro experiment. Please like and subscribe. He also has a company. If you are in need of synthetic turf in the Southern California area, because why do you want to water that grass all the time? It costs so much money. Get synthetic turf with my man at Sinblades, Sinblades with the Y.com. Look at the great shots and pictures that he has there waiting for you. You can see the work he does. And he doesn't take a day off. like certain members of the Los Angeles Lakers. It is Joe Soro. Joe, good to have you here. I don't know what to expect about what words that you're going to say. All I know is, again, the Lakers decided to take the day off. I have said the next time the Lakers do this with a viable team in a viable chance to move up a position, I'm just going to throw 90 minutes of black. And the guys can have you all in the chat can have a conversation, because if they're going to take a day off, we should too.
They don't care.
They don't care. Why should we?
Now, I think that's going to change once the full transition is done. Because baseball, for example, the other sport that the new owner has managed to put together in an amazing way, that's a sport where sitting games has been a tradition for years, right? Because it's 162 games. Some of these guys will play 2 months straight, hardly any days off. There's a little bit of understanding there. However, I don't think I ever remember Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Max Muncy, Tommy Edman, Teoscar Hernandez, Andy Pages all sitting for one game. I don't remember back in the day the Dempseys and the Kirk Gibsons and the Oral Hershiser's all sitting out an entire game. Matter of fact, basketball back then didn't even do that, and they weren't getting paid 10% of what some of these chumps are getting paid. I've told you what the solution to this is. It's never going to happen. It's too late. But these motherfuckers, these fucking pieces of shit that waste everybody's time, need to have their money taken away. Then they'll play. That's the only solution here. And it's never going to happen. Seriously, this was I don't even think the word disgrace describes this enough of what a piece of shit the product is and what a piece of shit run team this is. All those times that I've scaled back, and that's my problem. See, that's my problem. Is I actually do feel bad sometimes. I do have a heart, believe it or not. I do feel bad. Why am I saying fuck some kid who's coming out of the draft that doesn't belong to? Like, what the hell? Why am I doing that? That's a stupid. I'm a grown ass man. Why am I saying that? You know, fuck this guy. Fuck the owner. All this stuff. Like, why am I saying that? But then this stuff happens, and what else can I say? What else can I say? These guys don't give two shits about anything. Forget about the game. Forget about the fans. These people don't care about anything. It's a facade. This is what I've talked about for years. Years about anything that involves people. And some of you are getting it because you are Laker fans, and we've seen how these people operate. The PPP loans, the snake oil salesman talk. We saw what that snake oil salesman did the other day in an interview. He looked like he was. It looked like he looked like he was on trial. The way he was talking. And LeBron said something that was very true. This is not a championship team. Yeah, it's not a championship team because of you and your people that got involved and meddled and fucked this up. $52 million for you to go sit. Doesn't matter if you're in your 23rd year. It's $52 million now that we have to wait 20 games to see when you're ready. It's if you go too crazy, oh, what's wrong with you? You're a boomer, you're this, you're that. I'm a boomer because I want people to participate now. Joe, it's not how it used to be. They play harder now. They're fast. They're this, they're that. I'm like, they used to get clotheslined and elbowed and punched in the mouth before, and they didn't miss games. So tell me how that doesn't even out. They're barely getting hit now. Now those guys in Detroit are going to get suspended for what? 8 games for running around, dancing, acting like they really want to fight. See, that's the other thing too. That's the problem with these fights, and this is what pisses me off. This is what pisses me off about these fucking fights in the NBA. The NBA fights matter, just like it matters in hockey. But see, here's the problem. The problem is they don't want to see these guys fight because it gives it a bad look. How come hockey can fight? Why? They let their steam off. Why? Why can't an NBA player fight? Makes the league look bad. Is that what it is? Okay, tell me what looks worse. A bunch of 6'8" trees fighting once every month, once every 3 months, or is it worse watching what they showed tonight? A pile of dog shit, horse shit, and bullshit all together. What's worse? Because I would have loved to have seen, because if these guys weren't going to be sent to Siberia for swinging, we would have seen Draymond Green get his ass whooped a long time ago. And we would have saw Isaiah Stewart get his face kicked in by now. Right? But we don't get to see that. No, God forbid, you barely touch a guy and you're done. You lose millions of dollars in suspensions. This is I would have watched the product today, the lousy product that they put on the floor, if they allowed these guys a little bit of wiggle room to do some things. Maybe they might have had a shot.
It is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. It is Joe Soro, along with me, Gerald Glassford, and Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. The Lakers did lose. Again, if you had the over-under at 30, and you bet on the Lakers, you won. 136 to 108. The Lakers are now 32-21, essentially tied with the Minnesota Timberwolves for 5th or 6th place in the Western Conference, a half game in front of 7th place in the Western Conference. And Legend, I know you have to leave here in just a few minutes, but I want to make sure I get some final thoughts from you on as far as what this represents to you when your teams do it, how it makes you feel as a fan, as a consumer, like you're talking about, and then most importantly as well, what you're doing at I Got Next Sports Media. Because again, LeBron is now no longer going to be eligible for an All-NBA team by missing the game today. Luka is clearly heading on his way to not being eligible for any MVP voting if he continues this happening. And the same thing with AR and all that other stuff. Just again, when your stars sit the game out, it really tells the fans that you, like Joe said, his first words today, that you just don't care.
It's pretty much what it looks like. You just don't care. And right, another word I would say is be damned with the consumer's feelings. You don't care how they feel. And you let these people who work 9 to 5, who may make 50, 45, 60, whatever. Fuck them. I ain't gonna play today. They be all right. That's their problem. It's pretty much what you just said. And that's messed up. It's disgusting. It's a disgrace. Honest, if it was me, I probably would have called him out when I walked out the building saying F every last one of y'all, because he was wrong for that. I get Luka not playing, but the rest of y'all, it was no excuse for you, man. All y'all like y'all early 30s or late 20s. You ain't, come on, man. Come on. It was just no excuse for that. That's just a disgrace to us consumers. That's why I'm planning on going to the Hawks and Warriors game in March. I'm not buying that ticket to get like part of the day before that game just to see if Stephen gonna play. Just to see. Because I'm not gonna waste my money or waste my time. That isn't me. It's too much money to be thrown away for nothing. And we shouldn't have to do that. And that's on the NBA. It makes them look bad. It makes the entire league look bad. It looks soft. I agree with Charles Barkley when they always said, this era, you soft as charming tissue. This is what it is. You soft as charming tissue. You can literally go in the bathroom and wipe my crap with a lot of how these players act. That's how bad it looks. And it shouldn't be this way. It's just a disgrace. But if you want to check out my channel, I got Net Sport Media. I'll probably talk about this tomorrow, a little bit of what we just saw tonight. as a disgrace. Other teams doing the same thing. Utah clearly tanking, but they're not even hiding it no more.
They're leading by double digits and then just taking out their players with 5 minutes left in the game. Their star players. They're sitting them down so they can intentionally lose a double-digit lead with 5 minutes left in the game. That's the new tanking now, Legend, where Sacramento's done it, other teams have done it, Chicago's done it, where they play them so they won't get fined, but they take them out just to make sure that they're going to lose, Legend.
I hope Adam Silver, you proud of what you made, man. This is your league, so all this reflects on him. So make yourself look bad. That's on Adam Silver.
Legend, it is always great to have you here, my friend. It is Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Again, I know it's going to be a late night for you right now, and you got to get up early in the morning, but I truly appreciate you taking the time. You gutted it out more than the Lakers stars tonight, especially on a back-to-back. So I salute you for that indeed, my friend. You are always welcome here at any time. You can come by. Hopefully you'll be with us on Thursday for the post game as well, my friend. But that is Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Joe, I wanted to also direct again. I said it earlier on the show. If you get a chance, guys, Pablo Torre finds out. It's so funny. And by the way, Intel says, thank you for the super chat. Joe, we love your rants. It's so funny, Joe, because just to hear the footage of a phone call that Jerry West made in the process working for the Clippers of trying to pry Kawhi Leonard away from the Lakers. I'm paraphrasing what he said. And guys, please check it out because you can hear it firsthand. He said something to the effect, Joe, that the Lakers think they're going to get Kawhi, but there's no way he's going to be in. There's no way he's going to go on that team because that team's a shit show. And there's no way because he won't even be on the front page of the paper, even though he'll be the best player there. And I think he also texted that LeBron's caddy, I think was the exact words that he had texted. It's just, again, the latest Pablo Torre finds out. It tells you how far back the Clippers may have been involved in tampering and trying to get Kawhi Leonard. And it dates all the way back when he was a Spur, to give you an idea. And I'll just leave it at that. But Joe, coming back to the shit show that was tonight with the Lakers. And yes, I did use curse words on that because there's no other way to describe it. The Lakers came into this week with a viable chance to come into the All-Star break with third place in the Western Conference. Now there's every chance, Joe, by the end of this week, they could be out of the playoffs and in the play-in, just to let everybody know. And it all rides on the decisions made in these first two games.
I've never felt like this before as a Laker fan. I sort of was lingering here and there on some of the games that they did set out in years past, but I think this was the final one. To be honest with you, I'm going to be struggling to see if this is going to be I have stuff to do.
Same here.
I have way too much stuff to do. And I can't waste my time anymore with these until this regime is gone. I want all of them gone. Honestly, I don't want to see a single one of these guys other than Luka. Maybe that's it. Luka's been here a year. You know, if he takes 20, 25 games off starting next year when things are clean, then at that point it's not going to look good on him either. But I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm not going to waste my time supporting these people who, and it has to be a lesson to everyone. It's so important to understand that just because you're rich and you own things that are public and you're famous, it doesn't mean shit, guys. Look at what happens when inadequate morons have been given things. This is why giving things instead of having people earn things this is the result so much of the time. And every year, soft. Why do we get angry with sports and politics and people? And because everything is catered to being a soft pussy. Everything in the name of human decency. If you're not going to be weathered a little bit, if you're not going to be pushed a little bit, how the fuck are you ever going to do anything? So I'm trying not to get away from the game and basketball, but because there's a mentality that's sports is the microcosm of society. This is the result of soft pussies in society. And the moment you press, then all of a sudden a bunch of these fucking idiots get in a group and create a circle jerk so that they can feel better about themselves instead of listening to somebody say, fuck you, earn it, deal with it. It's the law. It's the way it's going to be because it's the law. It's the rules. No one wants to listen to the rules. They want their own rules. Fuck you and your rules, right? Is that how this is America? We can do what we want. Yeah. At what cost is it to say fuck to those things when those things are actually the things that matter? Following the rules, participating, earning your money, not ruining things. Where does that stand in any of this? This is the result. And there's no, and this is something that outside the game, forget about the game. LeBron James has mastered the game of basketball. He's amazing. But it wasn't, when you are the face of any company, league, it doesn't matter. It's not just always about the work. It's about how you transcend things around you that makes you that amazing GOAT, right? It's just not. And I really, 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 really can't wait for this season to end so that we can. I want the new leadership to start bringing in what they've already shown that they can bring into a sports franchise. Pride, selfless acts. This can be done in LA. This can be done, and based off that history, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. I have full confidence that it will get to that. And as far as Adam Silver is concerned, boy, man, I was such a huge fan of his when the way he came in. I liked him even when he was the deputy. I just said, I think this is a good guy. I think he's going to be a good commissioner because David Stern, I think, was there maybe about 10 years too long. I don't think he flourished in the development of the new era. I think being a strict parent. I'm never going to go against that, but it was not just the strict parent. It was the punishment of, and this is part of it too, punishing those who are doing elite things in the matter of appeasing the dumbasses. So I'm going to show you some history here, right? I'm going to show you some history. So because I've been asked so many times, why do I hate Roger Goodell so much? Okay. I'll tell you where it really, really turned. I mean, it was there for a long time, but it was really where it really, like, where I just said, this guy is such a coward. The Deflategate, the deflate thing with Tom Brady. The reason why, my theory on this and why it happened was his entire reputation was always towards an audience of losers, just like the losers now that are complaining about the Dodgers winning, because there's no other way to say it, right? All those losers and pieces of shit, loser fucking assholes that their teams suck and they can't win, so they got to go shit on somebody else who's elite, right? That's how society is. That's when they see somebody rich, oh, he fucks somebody out of their money, oh, fuck them, I hope all that shit, right? So Deflategate was kind of like, oh, hey, you guys thought I was all in on, because I'm kissing and hugging Bob Kraft and I'm putting Tom Brady on TV every minute of the day. Hey, see, guys, I punished him for Deflategate. Look what happened with the veto. Mark Cuban, that fucking bitch. Dan Gilbert. I'm trying not to get too in on the Dan Gilbert. Dan Gilbert's got a stroke. He's messed up right now. I'm not going to go into that. I'm not that much of a heathen. But from a basketball standpoint, those two fucking dinks were bitching like little bitches until they got their way. Same thing with Greg Popovich getting pissed off about the Paul Gasol trade because he knew his shit was done. All these motherfuckers, all of them. And you're witnessing it now in today's time with the Dodger stuff. It's always the losers. When you give losers what they want, you get loser life. You get mediocrity. You get bums. You get shitty games and shitty players and fuckers that don't care. Even the ones that are good end up turning into that mentally because they don't want to make any ruffles with them. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. You win too much, all of a sudden people get affected. They must be doing something. They must be getting over somehow. Oh, fuck, what are we going to do? Let's have a salary cap. Let's, punish Tom Brady. And, oh, my God. And they're doing it to Tom right now, actually. Every fucking week, I got to read about how they freeze frame Tom talking. Gerald, how many pictures do you think you could take of yourself just randomly talking? And you had a camera that just kept taking a shot. At some point, your face is going to look like this, right? Right? And that's what they're doing. Oh, what's wrong with Tom? His face looks weird. He must be doing something. They're trying to degrade him. Why? Because they're jealous pieces of shit. And they're doing that to Tom now. You know what they were doing the last year with Patrick Mahomes? You know the shit that I've read about Patrick Mahomes the last 2 years? What the fuck has Patrick Mahomes done to anyone? Anyone. You shit on his wife. You shit on him. You shit on his voice. You shit on his hair. For what? What the fuck has Patrick Mahomes ever done? I have never even seen that guy outside, let alone to have any reason to hate that guy. That is hate from losers, from scumbags. And that's part of all of this, is the dislike of success and then the acceptance of mediocrity. That's what this is. And those who do that, the trolls, the losers, the geeks, whatever the fuck you want to call them, I don't give a fuck. You guys deserve to just be losers your whole life. You deserve nothing because you offer nothing. And that needs to come back. And some people are trying to bring that back. But again, as soon as something happens, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. See what happens when you let this guy who's got all the money and all the things, see what happens? And then we got to sit and watch all this other stuff on TV about how people are criticizing operations and how this is going on. Bitch, you don't know anything in your little fucking world. Shut the fuck up. All of you. You don't know shit. Fucking hypocrites. Kobe Buffkin. That's what we... Kobe fucking Buffkin. That's the discussion today. Kobe Buffkin, a lottery bust. And I'm supposed to go watch this now? You don't think I knew that Junior was going to be playing the majority of the minutes today? Fuck you and fuck all that shit. All of it. Seriously. You all need to go. Every fucking single one of you except Luka. Every fucking single one. Maybe Jackson Hayes. Keep Jackson Hayes. He's been playing his ass off this year. He's having a career year. I'd love for him to come back. That's it. Everyone else, go. Every single one on that bench, go. Get the fuck out of here. Go play 60 games a year in fucking Charlotte, Washington, fucking Minnesota. I don't give a fuck where you go. This is just the acceptance of mediocrity, the acceptance of losers, the allowance of losers to have a forum. That's the big part here. That's why social media is so bad. And if I didn't have work and if my marketing wasn't tied to social media, unfortunately, that's the only, a lot of my work is actually word of mouth, but social media carries a little bit more length, right? If our stuff wasn't attached to that, I would never be online. ever. Actually, I would be online for sports updates and news and forums of what I like. It's not this grand thing. It's all private stuff. I don't play video games with people. I've never done, I've done it, but I've never wanted to do that. Like, to me, when I grew up playing video games, that was supposed to be a one-on-one thing, right? That's supposed to be a one-on-one thing. Hey, man, I gotta decompress, man, a little bit. You know, I've been kind of, doing whatever. I want to play something, right? And I end up playing a game, whatever it is, Grand Theft Auto, The Godfather, whatever that I'm playing. And I'll lose myself in that world for about an hour or two. And I'm not listening to some jerk off on the fucking thing telling, hey, what the fuck you do? Hey, fuck you. Hey, N-bomb this, N-bomb that. That's all that shit is too, by the way. For what? Is that where we advance to? We advance to watch shit get worse? Is that really how it goes? Things are supposed to get better. But when you let losers have a forum, when you let mediocrity take over your operation, this is the LA fucking Lakers. This is not the Denver Nuggets or the New Orleans Pelicans, man. This is the greatest basketball franchise in the history of basketball. Look what this owner, look what this GM has created. And you had the best player of his era. This is how it's going to end. Usually when a great player, his career is over, he dies like the old dog. Like he goes out. It's old Yeller time. And that's understandable. That's life. Instead, this is like the dog biting its owner that it's had for 14 years and then leaving on its own. It's just sad. It's sad, and it just adds more to. It just adds more fuel to the fact that we live in a mediocre society and we have mediocre athletes that these people look up to. I mean, just look at the fans at the Laker game. Look at the celebrities. I'm putting high quotes on this for the Apple people. Look at the celebrities that they've pointed to at the Laker game. Diane Cannon is the only one left. Maybe Denzel Washington, but I don't know. He comes maybe once in a while.
He was there today.
Yeah. That's it. Before, you used to see the freaking cleanest, awesome Andy Garcia, Denzel in his prime, Diane Cannon, Jack Nicholson. You saw the fucking, like, the A-list guys there, man.
You see his son now, though, because his son has taken over his seat. Just FYI. But you don't see the man. He's in his mid-80s, so I can't blame him. The only place you can go is you got to go get away from this. I mean, you talk about TikTok. TikTok is. I put a post on TikTok last week. Again, I've only posted like 3 things on there, and there was like TikTok, Joe.
Huh?
I wouldn't know. You got me banned on it, so I wouldn't know what.
Yeah, TikTok was. I have a personal TikTok that I had because my uncle kept sending me 500 goddamn things on TikTok, and we have a family group chat. I'm like, I did it for my family. I didn't do it for me. I did it for one of my favorite uncles. Okay, my uncle. This is like this man. This man, my cousin, his son said, I'd never seen, when my father passed away, he said, I never saw my dad cry like that. That's how much I love him. So it was an ongoing joke. I don't have TikTok. Finally, I got TikTok so that I can see my uncle's stuff. Of course, it's all dumb stuff, but he's my uncle. I love him. Sometimes you got to sacrifice for that. But I posted something on TikTok, and it had like 2,500 views and comments, and I don't even know these people. That's the addiction. Carino, I don't drink when I'm stressed. I'm not a stress drinker. I don't like drugs. I drink alcohol socially to have an enjoying, like I enjoy my company when I do that, whether it's online or whether it's obviously in a setting. It's to me, it's a weakness to depend on a crutch. If I really, really feel like I really need to get shit out of my head, physically, whatever, go to the gym. I've had the greatest workouts of my life being fucking pissed. I mean, to the fucking end. But as I've gotten older and as I've had children, I've had to teach myself how to turn it off very quickly because children, especially girls, cannot see the full wrath of what I used to be. I mean, they've seen it to some degree. They'll hear it on the show as well. It still kind of gives them a little bit of weirdness, but they know they know that it's part of a show here. But you, when you have children, you can't do that unless there's a really, really good reason for it. Something weird's going on that's gonna injure somebody's health, right? And because that's how kids end up getting anxiety. Like that was my fear, being aggressive in the house too much, because I didn't want my girls to have. I didn't want them to develop any kind of anxiety. No, I don't do. I don't smoke pot either. I was involved with some dispensary business stuff back in 15, 16. I thought I'd be like the Kennedys. You know, I'd get in when it started getting legal, right? Just like when they were bootlegging. But then 3 months into owning a dispensary with another friend, a good friend of mine, I didn't like the people in it. I didn't like the atmosphere. It was a disgust. It was an extension of the heavier shit that was out there. I didn't like being around those people. So he bought me out, and I've never looked back. I was naive enough to think that because of the legalization in California at the time, I thought it would be like alcohol, right? And it did to some degree become that, but it's not. It's a dirty business. It's a disgusting business in my view, and the people in it are disgusting. So other than that, that's my involvement with the 420. And as far as, again, I don't like drugs. I don't like anything that hinders my thinking too much. Alcohol obviously is probably the only one that I kind of roll with a little bit, but I don't feel high when I'm on alcohol. I feel a little buzz. On occasion, it'll be a little heavier, but I don't get drunk. I don't fall around, fall on my face and throw up all over the place. I'm a grown-ass man. I don't do that shit.
Once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. It is Joe Soro along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching and listening. We're here for you in times of need, unless they do this again. Because if they do this again, you're going to see 90 minutes of a black screen that says, if they take the night off, we will too. But for now, we're here for you. It is the Lakers losing 136-108. DBSH says, yo, on the super chat. Truly appreciated. I'll say this, Joe, again, and to put the story in context, because I have to repeat this every now and then, Joe, because I know if you've heard this already. Yes, I got banned on TikTok. The Lakers Fast Break is a banned channel on TikTok. So how did that happen, per se? Well, I put 2 links in the chat. I forget which one it was, because it's been a little while now. But it was Joe ranting on Bronny. I don't know which Bronny rant it was, but you see the shorts there. The shorts are available on Facebook. The shorts are available on YouTube. They're right there for everybody to see. But somehow I put it on that day when I posted on those channels. I posted on TikTok. I come back about a week later or a couple weeks later to put another video on there. Oh, your channel's been deleted because it didn't meet, the requirements, because of violations, because somebody had an issue with it, because of whatever, language, whatever. Yeah. So they just banned it. They just didn't get a chance to go ahead and rebuttal. Didn't get a chance to go ahead and fight it. No, they just outright, because, Bronny James and Joe's mad about it. Pretty much it. It's right there. If you want to check it out, it's in the channel right there for you on the chat. They're waiting for you. And right there, yeah, one of those 2 got me banned on TikTok. But getting back to tonight's game, Joe, with the Super Bowl done, the sports world should turn to the NBA. The NHL's off for the Winter Olympics, Baseball's not come yet to spring training. Football is done with. This is the time for basketball to start seeing more eyes on its product. But when you have game after game of teams tanking or taking nights off, like you saw tonight with the Lakers, it's a terrible product to be showing in front of your fans, especially at the most opportune time that you have, because that most opportune time, Joe, it's right now. It's right now. And they're not taking advantage of it. And Adam Silver doesn't look like he's doing a damn thing about it.
Well, they got their $76 billion TV deal, right? They don't need to do anything. They have their degenerate gambling sites that I have to see 15 times during a game. And I have to be around young people who are vaping, who are gambling on their phones day in, day out, including my cousins I've grown up with. This is who they want. They don't want us. They don't want us anymore. They want the vape smoking, gambling on the app audience. They don't give a shit about trade deadlines. They don't give a shit about free agency. He don't give a fuck about any of that anymore. He gives a shit about those guys. And that's it. That's where we are, folks. Mediocrity at its finest. Let's tempt these guys with dope. Let's tempt them with gambling. Everything that was always taught when I was growing up to be bad. And when you do those things, it needs to be subtle, because those are addictive things that can destroy people. Families are being destroyed as we speak right now because of online gambling. Parents who are already dealing with their children not being able to get a job because of greedy cocksuckers in this country and stupid people in this country that run it, who are not creating an avenue for anything that matters in terms of advancement. Those guys now are gambling, and also parents are housing their 30 and 40-year-old children, and those assholes are now bankrupting their parents because of online gambling, and no one's talking about it because everybody has something up their ass. Marshawn Lynch, Tom Brady, all these fuckers, all getting paid doing those ads. Go to this app, sell it. Go to this app, go to this app, go to this app. Gamble, 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 gamble to all the young kids. All the 25 and 30-year-old morons that can't think for themselves. And what do you think those idiots are going to produce? They're going to produce a horrible relationship. They're going to produce horrible children, and it's going to continue to get worse. Where are your principles? Where are your balls? You don't think I'd be good at gambling, Gerald? I know 99% more than any of these cocksuckers that do this shit. I know all of it. I get asked all the time, Joe, why don't you do this? You know what's going on. All you need is a little bit. No. It's a disease. It's garbage. Drugs is shit garbage. Gambling is garbage. A fun thing here and there, a pool, fantasy football, you throw a couple bucks, $50, $100. Yeah, that's not gambling. I don't consider that gambling anyways. It's like doing a pool. It's like doing Keno when you're eating in the morning in Vegas when you're ready to go home, right? It's different. It's all gambling, sure, but I'm talking about the degenerate shit where you're on your phone like you're on TikTok and Facebook and all this shit. It's trash. And as soon as you call somebody on it, freedom this, freedom that. I get the freedom part. You take it easy. But just know that freedom that you have is fucking zapping your stupid ass brain. That's what it's doing. It has nothing to do with me giving a shit whether you eat shit or die. It resonates. People have a responsibility. When you're in the neighborhood, it's your responsibility to be a good neighbor. You know why it's a responsibility? You don't have to do it because of your freedom, right? But when you do it, you know what happens in that neighborhood, Gerald?
What's that?
The neighbor on your right, when you need to put a fence in, isn't going to argue. The neighbor on the left will pay for his side. The neighbor across the street, good old Sheila, who's now by herself in her 80s, guess what? She can come to my house and say, Joe, can you open this up for me? And you go over there and you help an 80-year-old woman that's living there, and you help her with things. And now she feels, I like being here. I'm going to stay on earth and be productive more. And that makes us happy because we're happy she's here and she's still around. It resonates everywhere. You become the standard on a basketball team. I'm not missing any games. And if you're the leader, I'm not missing any of these games. I'm the greatest of all time. I'm LeBron James. I'm playing for my 23rd season, and I'm healthy enough to play, and this is my league, and I'm going to show a good example. No, he didn't. Even though he's been in this league, and even though he has the right. But when you have a crisis, that's the guy that's supposed to bring you up. That's the one that's supposed to question that kind of stuff. And for what? What's he? What? You know, the irony in this is, why does LeBron have to miss games at this point if he can play? What? Are you worried about him tearing his knee up? Who gives a shit? You've played for 400 years. You should be playing more right now because you're gonna be done.
And well, by missing today's game, he is now no longer eligible for the first time ever for an All-NBA team, Joe. I know that breaks your heart.
We're sitting here talking about Kobe Buffkin, Bronny James on the LA Lakers. Did they just sign Buffkin because his name is Kobe and his initials are KB? And they're trying to make money off that? Is that really what they did it for? Because I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they did it for. They just want to sell Bronny jerseys, huh? That's why you drafted him? How about you pick somebody that might have helped you at that point? You could have still sold jerseys by signing him as a free agent. I'm going to say this until the end. I don't understand. We've celebrated mediocrity. I'm not going to ever celebrate mediocrity. Look what happened with this Mike Tomlin thing. I have been talking to so many people, and I have been saying the same fucking thing over and over again. Because, obviously, guys, I talk to other people around, sports people. No one's going to win the argument, and the argument isn't about being right. It's about what happened. Oh, this guy's a great coach. He never had a bad season. He never had a losing season. I said, what are you talking about? Never had a bad, how does that matter? He won 3 playoff games in 15 years. That's not great. Finishing 9-8 is not great, even if it's every year. That's mediocre. What is your definition of great? Oh, this guy's a GOAT. This guy's a GOAT. There's only one GOAT in an area of work. NBA, NFL, tech, whatever. You can't have, it's called GOAT for a reason. Greatest of all time. Greatest of all time. There can only be one. You can't have 80 guys that are GOATs. Mediocrity. This is all because we've allowed garbage, mediocre people to have a forum, and we've given them power. And when you give a loser, a piece of shit, a moron power, they will take advantage of it, and they will cheat eventually, and they will infect everything around them. Understand that. If we're going to learn anything tonight, learn that. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a fucking life coach. This is what the results of what this was tonight. It's just a small piece of it. It's everywhere, all the time, just circling, all the time. And if you've heard me say this how many times, come hang out with me for a couple of weeks and you'll see why I work alone. You'll see why I am the way I am. I am not a prick because I want to be a prick. I got to protect things around me. And unfortunately, not a lot of people have enough energy to deal with it. They got to go have a fucking drink. They got to go smoke weed. They got to go fucking have Xanax. They got to go have all that. Fuck that. I still sleep like a fucking baby. I sleep like a baby, okay? I'm up. I get tired. I go to fucking sleep. How about that? I don't want to sleep. I don't sleep. That happens too. Sometimes I stay up at 4 o'clock in the morning, have to wake up at 6. So what? I'll come back later that day, finish the day at noon, take a fucking 2-hour nap. Bodybuilders have been doing it for 50 years. Why can't I? It's not healthy, but you know what I mean. So the attitude, the atmosphere, the message, whatever, I just, this is why. You keep enabling garbage, you're going to get garbage. And then what's worse is you're going to get more garbage because it affects everything around them. Stop thinking everything is great. Nothing is great right now in the NBA. Absolutely nothing. Shai Gilgeous is not playing. Wemby dropped 40 points against a C team. If I was Wemby, I would have dropped 80 points tonight.
Oh, we were talking about that. At one point in time, Joe, he easily dropped 25 in the first quarter. He could have dropped 100 tonight on the Lakers.
I don't identify with anything right now in pop culture. Hell, I didn't identify with hip hop in the 90s. I didn't identify with grunge in the 90s. Far from it. I didn't grow up in that kind of atmosphere. But you know why they were great? You know why those two things were great? The same reason, same comparison I use for Harry Potter, the Harry Potter franchise. I don't like elves and fucking fairies, and that's not my thing. I don't like those things. But you know what? That fucking franchise was amazing when I watched it. And I watched it more than once from 1 to 8. When you make quality, you're gonna like quality, even if you don't like everything in it. You're amazed by it. Wow, man, look at this. Look at the animation. Look at the actors. Look at the story. I don't like elves and I don't like any of this stuff. Little Shop of Horrors. I hate musicals. Hate it. Can't stand musicals. I turn off on it. Little Shop of Horrors with Rick Moranis. Again, anything Rick Moranis I'm going to watch. That guy, talk about the GOAT of his time. Shit. If you're that good, Steve Martin's in it too. When you're that good, that's greatness. Greatness is when you're so good that the people that don't like the product, but you make the product watchable, that's greatness. That's greatness. We don't have that. We don't have that right now in the NBA. We have it in baseball. 51 million people said so, by the way. 51 million people said. That's not me just saying it. 51 million. And a lot of people, a lot of people that don't watch baseball in the last few months have said this to me. Man, did you watch that game? There's a little bit that shows itself here and there. And that's one of them. The NFL, Sam Darnold's the Super Bowl champion. And had he not won, it would have been Drake May. And had it not been Drake May or Sam Darnold, it would have been Bo Nix. And as good as Matt Stafford is, and he is great. He's great. I love his game. He's like the last of the gunslingers that can tear you up. And he almost tore up that Seattle defense. That's how good he is, right? Patrick Mahomes is still in there. Had to take a little bit of a break. 7 years of going to the conference finals or more is a hell of a run. But that's it, guys. That's it. It's no one knows who those guys are. I know plenty of people every day. General audience still doesn't know who Stafford is. Who's transcending? Everybody knew who Tom Brady was. They knew who Peyton Manning was. We're losing that right now. Baseball is the only one that's kind of there. Honestly, I don't. Soccer, obviously, you're always going to have the Messis and the Ronaldos and those guys. Those guys are going to be popular. But sports right now and football, and basketball, yeah, the basketball is just a shit show. Talk about a shit show. It's bad. Movies, fuck. That's another 3-hour rant.
But tonight I'm going to give you a reprieve, my friend, because I think we're heading on out. It is, of course, the Lakers fast break. Again, please, on these games like this, if you know that they're not going to value your time and put their best effort out there and put their best players out there when you know they can play. Enjoy the time with your family, or just something that you wanted to get to that you put off because of the Lakers game. Something that is of meaning to you. I highly recommend you sticking it to the Lakers by not watching their product for that evening and enjoying something in your life so you don't have to deal with this kind of stress. But if you do need to vent, we're here for you in the comments. I will respond to them. I will be here as far as answering them as best I can. Or if you go over to Lakers Latest, part of the Fan Art Network, and you vent there because I have to give a report there, I'm more than happy to do so. You know it. We're here for you. But if this happens again, I'm just going to let you guys know that. Not against a Brooklyn team or a tanking team, but if it happens again this year or this season against a team that they can contend with in the Western Conference with a chance to move into a better position. Because remember, at the beginning of this week, third place in the Western Conference was in play for the Lakers. Everything broke right. But if everything broke wrong, the Lakers could find themselves in the play-in by the end of the weekend. And that's, neither here nor there. But we'll find out, because on Thursday, it is the Dallas Mavericks. So go ahead and catch the post game with us right here on the Lakers Fast Break. But again, if they do that against a viable team, you're going to see 90 minutes you're going to interact with each other because, Joe and I, John, Legend, we're all going to take the night off to spend more time in more productive ways to show the Lakers that we can do it too. If they can take the night off, so can we. And I'll leave it at that. But you guys, again, we're here for you as far as that's concerned for tonight. You let us know if you want to vent, put in the comments below. We're here for you. But please like and subscribe. Again, we are suffering through right now with you. Again, it is the Lakers losing tonight. I think, again, the mercy rule was put in place, and San Antonio just laid it easy on them. 136-108. The Lakers, again, 32-21, essentially tied with the Minnesota Timberwolves for 5th/6th place in the Western Conference, a half game in front of the Phoenix Suns, who won tonight against the Dallas Mavericks, who head on over to the crypt. But again, Joe, if they win against Dallas and they win out the rest of their home games after the All-Star break, they will be 6-2, and we can put this behind us. Do you have the faith that they will win out the rest of their homestand?
Yeah, I'll probably bitch out and watch games in the future, but I won't feel good about it. I don't know.
I'm hoping we could just put this
I'll make that decision later. It's just fuck these people. Seriously. All of them. Genie, LeBron, all of them. Fuck them. And I really wish I could put this in front of them to say it, to let them know that you guys are, what's wrong with everything? You're mediocre. You're mediocre to the highest level. You accept loser mentality, all of them. You send out that beanpole, whatever the fuck he is, Rob Pelinka, to go talk after being in a hole for
what is that
3 months?
Shirt jacket he was wearing? It's a jacket with the shirt collar. What is that?
I can't look.
I don't know what that is.
I
a
can't.
Shirt or jacket? I couldn't make up my mind.
Whether it's politicians talking on TV, doesn't matter who or where. I tried, man. I try. I really do try. But after about 5 seconds, I can't do it. I can't watch anymore. It doesn't matter who it is.
He had the zip up thing going on. It looked like
I was
a jacket,
listening
but
to him
like
talk.
collar, like a shirt. I couldn't make up my mind.
I had to listen to him in bits. I couldn't stand looking at him, and I think the anger there is still with how the fuck did Kobe? How the fuck did
Jay's calls that shacket? There you go.
How the fuck did Kobe with this? Did this guy kiss Kobe's ass that much that Kobe relied on him that much? There's the only logical reason. Because you have to factor this in. This is all things I've seen and in theory too. Okay, celebrities like Kobe Bryant can't trust anyone, and there's always someone trying to get at them to give them something, right? Always. Maybe Rob Pelinka was that one guy that didn't ask Kobe for $1. And he was like, man, I got to keep this guy. He's the only one that doesn't ask me for anything. He does anything I say. There's no other logical reason why somebody with Kobe's mentality would be friends with this fucking guy. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really, really don't get it. I wouldn't trust that fucker as long as I can kick him and throw him at the same time. I cannot understand it. I just want these guys off the TV. I want them gone. I don't want to ever see anything. I would, if Andrew Friedman came on and said, guys, I got to take a year off of the Dodgers for a second. I know it's easy for me to say this because I'm a Laker fan. Everyone else would have a fucking riot. That's a Dodger fan. That's not a Laker fan. But if he said, look, guys, just can you give me a year? I'm going to fix the Laker thing. I guarantee it. Just give me a year, but I got to take 6 months off with the Dodgers stuff. Just give me a year. And you won't have to see these people again. I would have to think about that. Maybe after they lose first. Right now, I want to win 3 in a row. But the point is, I cannot stand these people, and I know I know who they are. I don't need to be in the same room with these people. I know. I see these people all the time. Some are richer, some are poor, some are just in the middle. Doesn't matter. Human being is a human being. You can tell. Where would they be? And Rob Pelinka made his own way, I guess. It's not as he went to, he's a lawyer and he, University of Michigan. And I think that's the other part. How you're a smart guy, yet you're the fucking dumbest guy too. Why do you always look pathetic? Because pressure does that to you. I don't know any other reason for it, right? Pressure. Look at JJ Redick. Have you looked at JJ Redick the last couple months? He looks like a guy that's halfway through a presidency. His hair is not combed like it used to. You can see gray hair already coming out. What the fuck did this guy become a coach for?
That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted.
Tom Thibodeau's like Bill Parcells. That's his personality. JJ Redick, this isn't his personality. This is somebody out of his skin a little bit. Bill Parcells, Tom Thibodeau, they're wired for that kind of shit. That's why they don't croak. That's why they're able to go as long as they have. You would think, you look at Tom Thibodeau, underarm sweats and all that, and doesn't look good in the suit, whatever, right? But he's probably going to last till he's in his 80s. Same with Parcells. I think he's in his 80s, isn't he? No.
Or I think late 70s.
Maybe. Good. Again, it's I just don't want to
No,
see.
he's 84, Joe. He's 84.
Yeah, I figured he was 8. And that's a hell of a run, by the way. I hope he lives till 100. Bill Parcells he's what we wish we could have. And why I get asked a lot, why is Nick Saban your favorite coach? I go, that was the last one, guys. Him and Belichick to a degree, but Belichick.
All right. Well, looks like Joe has frozen. It is, of course, the Lakers fast break. Okay, there you go. There you go, Joe. You're back. Oh, your service is playing hopscotch. There you go. Back 5 bars. Oh. There we go. All right. You're back with us, my friend. All right, go ahead. Back to you.
Where did I leave off?
You were talking about just, going off as far as, I think football. Oh, Parcells related.
Did you hear me say anything about Nick Saban?
You were just starting on Nick Saban.
So Nick Saban is why I get asked why I love Nick Saban. Nick Saban was the last one of what I believed understood equality. I think I've said this a few times on the show for the new people. There's a clip that you can go on YouTube and watch it. His team is up by like 40 points, and he's yelling nickel, 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 nickel for like 5 minutes. The game's over, Gerald. Alabama's going to win by like 40. But he got pissed in the last play because they weren't running the fucking play. That's greatness, folks. And I was talking about Belichick and his greatness in terms of coaching football and knowing football. The problem with Belichick is he treated people like shit. That's why he didn't get in the first ballot. He treated people like garbage. I'm not talking about the media and his little shtick behind the scenes where it mattered. He treated his multi Super Bowl winning quarterback like shit in the end. For what? What was that? What was that going to serve you, Bill? Like that's the shit that keeps him away from like, dude, really? You have all this amazing talent. You've done so much, and you still treat your people like garbage. What is that for? And then we find out you go and date a 24-year-old when you're a fucking 400 years old. That's not that those things don't line up, Gerald. Bob Kraft getting a tug, fucking 500-year-old man going to a fucking rub and tug. Really? You can't go fucking hire somebody to come to your fucking mansion? Is that how it's really?
The massage parlor deal.
These things tell you a lot about these people, folks. These people will tell you who they are. Bad decision makers. Even though they're rich and they're good in business, but who are they? When you're a good person, and good person is subjective, right? Sort of. Good person, I think, is a pretty easy thing to gauge. So, I don't know. It's all I can do is have enough energy to say what I can say. At least I keep myself in the loop if no one else is listening. If people want to know what's up, maybe somebody who listens to what we say, maybe it helps them. One person. If one person gets help with some of the stuff we talk about, hell, that's good. So that they have knowledge of the game, they have knowledge of kind of the tenor of things. Because sports is my thing, man. I know a lot about it. It's what I do.
I thought you said you didn't like the Super Bowl. Did you say that yesterday? I wasn't sure.
I love the Super Bowl.
Oh, you love the Super Bowl. Okay.
I wanted a shutout.
Okay. Because that fourth quarter was the only interesting one to me.
I wanted a shutout, but in well, it's not even a consolation. The ending was actually good. I won the quarter in our little pool.
There you go.
I won $200. So
nice. That'll work for you. There you
go. So again, when you gamble, it's supposed to be fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not supposed to be something where you're sniffing coke every day. An addiction. Bankrupting your parents.
So with that,
you throw $20 and I made $200. That's pretty fun. That's fun.
That's a good return. That's a good return indeed. So with that, again, the Lakers lose on a day where they sat down. I've neglected to mention. I only mentioned it once before. Marcus Smart, Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Deandre Ayton, as they gave up and decided to punt the game, and punt they did as they lost 136-108. Again, we'll be back on Thursday night to see how many players will suit up for the Lakers. And at this point, I don't know. But again, if they punt that one, wait and see. One of these days, though, when they punt it, we're just not going to show up. We're just going to put a black screen on. We're going to leave a comments. Guys go to just share a conversation with each other. I'm going to put on some nice public domain music to go ahead and keep you guys rolling. But we're not going to be on because we're going to be enjoying our evening. Because again, if they are doing it, we can do it too. And I'll just say that. But again, it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Join me on the Lakers Latest tomorrow morning to start your morning with some Laker talk. It won't be pleasant, but it's going to be interesting. And please go out of your way to find out if you want to hear the latest Clippers scuttlebutt on this whole aspiration thing and exactly how far back they could have been pursuing, or they may have been pursuing Kawhi Leonard. And no, it wasn't just the summer of 2019. It was actually years before that when he was with San Antonio. that they were pursuing, which is tampering. Yes, that's correct. Tampering. Go ahead and check out the latest Pablo.
You know what's going to happen, Gerald?
What's that?
Absolutely nothing.
That's criminal if that's the case, because this latest one is really juicy and includes a audio transcript of a message that that Jerry West left, I believe, one of the representatives for Kawhi Leonard. It's again, where he talks about the Lakers being a shit show. So there you go, indeed. But it is, of course, the Lakers fast. That he was just out on his deathbed. I'm sure he still hated the Lakers, hated the way they treated him, and you can tell he hated the way he was treated by the Lakers. And you know what? He deserved all that hate as far as what he had for the Lakers, because they treated him like garbage on the way out, and he deserves all the credit for all that vengeance he might have had for the Lakers, because it just treated him like trash, took away his lifetime season seats that Dr. Buss gave him. How bad is that?
You treat the logo, you treat a man that
fired his son.
You treated when you look at the three stages of that franchise: coach, GM, player. Again, Jerry took the Lakers to the Western Conference Finals in '77, and they had an injury-riddled team during that year, and they lost to Portland. Portland ended up winning the title that year. Jerry West has a argument as the greatest Laker because he did everything. He did every position. He also scouted, and that's part of the GM skills and the player personnel skills. This man brought you Derek Fisher, Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal in a 4-week window. 4 weeks. Might have been less. Might have been, 3.5, maybe 3 weeks, actually, when I think about it. 3 weeks. Kobe, Shaq, Fish. Because what? He was mean? Is that why, Gerald? Because he was crazy? Because maybe they got tired of him? Okay, fine. I get it. You got tired of Jerry West's hypertension issues, but you don't disrespect him. And if he did disrespect you in a way where there is hate, I think it's your responsibility to say, Jerry West said some unkind things to us that we can't forgive him. You don't have to tell us what he said, but you need to be open with why arguably the greatest Laker hates you. As a Laker fan base, we deserve to know.
I want to get you this because I just looked this up. We talked about before in our rantings about how the Lakers treated Jerry West on the way out. Correct. We've gone down that road for quite a spell. We've done that on more than one occasion about how badly they treated him. Remember, his son worked for the organization, Ryan West, not the other West, because I think the one that works for the Warriors, I don't think he ever worked with the Lakers, but Ryan West worked for the Lakers. Correct, Joe?
Correct.
And he was fired by the Lakers. Correct, Joe?
Yes. And it's interesting how after they fired him, that's when their drafts started getting shitty.
Mm-hmm. And guess what? No, concurrently, because his responsibility was scouting. Concurrently, Joe, he went over to the Pistons.
Oh, wow. And where are the Pistons right now? And who are their players?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't follow NBA basketball that much. Tell me, Gerald.
They're leading the East. Again,
the Pistons are leading the East.
Yeah.
The Pistons have been the Raiders for 20 years. And by chance, you actually bring somebody that knows what they're doing, and you get a couple of draft picks. Oh, wow. Is that a coincidence?
He's a scout for the Pistons since 2020, 2021, it looks like here. So, yeah. Coinky dink? I'll just leave it at that. But it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. It is, of course, Joe Soro from the Joe Soro Experiment. Please follow him, like and subscribe. Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Of course, John Costa on Lakers Corner. He already has his 3-minute report up. He couldn't make it tonight because he's got an early morning as well. 3-minute report is now available that you can like and subscribe. I will be dropping tomorrow morning on the Fan Arc channel, the Lakers' latest Fan Arc channel, courtesy of Fan Arc. I'll be dropping my latest thoughts there, so you'll get to see that to start your morning. So yeah, with that, your time is covered with us right here at the Lakers Fast Break. And don't forget, on Thursday night, we will go ahead and have the post game, possibly. I don't know. Again, if they do this on Thursday, I may just be tempted to go a black screen. We'll be greeting you. We'll see.
Don't worry. Baseball's spring training is starting, and
a real team. Yeah.
Well, we can talk a little football too, and maybe some Winter Olympics. So the experiment can be maybe our segue if we need it.
No need, but again, I will have it live. Again, if they do this against a contender, again, if they have a game like tonight where they could still move up in the standings against a viable team like the Spurs in this case, for one night, I'm going to say Joe, John, Legend, guys, take the night off. Everybody can go ahead and have a nice conversation amongst themselves. I'm just going to leave a black screen up for you guys for 90 minutes and go with that, because if they can take the night off, so can we. But for Joe Soro, it's Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. Truly appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. We're at 2,600 subscribers. Cannot thank you enough for supporting us all this time. And I look forward to seeing you again after the game on Thursday. If they decide to play on Thursday, we'll find out what will happen. We'll wait and see. But the Lakers headed to the All-Star break after a game on Thursday. We'll see what it looks like, and we'll talk more about it on Thursday night right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.
SB, man, SB. He's right there.
There you go. We're here for you, everyone. You could vent away in the comments.
We're here for you.
Here for you.
Oh, Billy.